I'm in a UFC EA Sports video game. Today I'm going to tell you exactly how much money I made to be in this game. True story, and let's get to it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Myles, longtime UFC veteran, 14 fights in the UFC, currently signed with Bellator, longtime mixed martial arts professional fighter, as well as a real estate investor. If you're new to this channel, welcome. At this channel, we talk a lot about mixed martial arts and finance. For myself, I basically fight, save all my money, and I invest it. I love real estate, and that's what we talk a lot about here on this channel. Today's topic now is going to be about the EA Sports video game that I was in. In 2015, I was actually a character that was presented in the UFC EA Sports video game. And since then, I have a lot of people asking me questions. Myles, what is it like being in a video game? Myles, what do you make? What kind of money do you make off of a video game? And I thought, what a better topic to share with everybody out there but this one. I mean, how cool is that, right? It's a video game, and I want to give you guys little insights into financially what it's like, what the process is filming a video game, and also, too, what my thoughts are being actually in a video game. Now, with all that being said, I'll tell you what, being in a video game is just like the feeling when somebody smashes that like button and subscribes. Really, though, it helps out the channel a lot. Don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button. Now, I have to admit, being in a video game, it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm a kid from Hazel Park, Michigan, which is a city right on the borderline of Detroit, and I never really dreamed in my wildest dreams that I would ever be in a video game, let alone being paid for it. I grew up as a kid playing Madden, playing NHL, hockey games, and I've been an athlete my whole life, and I've been a video gamer a little bit my whole life as well, so I never thought in my wildest dreams that those two would kind of come together. And when I found out that I was going to be in a UFC video game, and I actually seen myself in a video game, it was super surreal. A lot of people always ask me, like, hey Myles, what is it like playing yourself actually in a video game? And it's pretty awesome. I mean, I really know all the secrets. I know all the secret moves when I'm playing myself. And honestly, I really want to win just almost as much as I do in a real UFC fight, because it's like I'm in there. I'm basically in there. I'm fighting. And it's weird, but it's awesome. I have to pinch myself sometimes because when my character gets on the screen, it's almost like, wow, like really, like that's you out there. And you know, honestly, they do a good job with my character. It looks just like me, from the muscles to the hair to my favorite moves and how I look when I win. And what's really weird about being in a video game is that when my friends and family, they send me pictures of me as my character in the video game, and they're playing me. Yeah, let's say that 10 times. My friends and family send me videos of playing me, an actual character of me in a video game. It's pretty crazy. They'll text me, hey, they'll call me, hey, I'm playing you in this video game right now, man. I love your character. You know, I just tapped out BJ Penn, or I just choked out, you know, Donald Cerrone. It's awesome when they send that, and it's kind of like, again, it's super surreal whenever they send me that picture of me. They're at their house next to the screen, and it's my character. It is me right there on the screen, and they're fighting with me. Now, the process of actually getting in a EA Sports video game is pretty different. It started out with UFC flying me out to Las Vegas, and I stayed up in a hotel for a couple of days, and they gave me a schedule of different things that I needed to do. And on the schedule, I remember it being EA Sports video shoot. And at that time, I was like, EA Sports video shoot. This was 4 or 5 years ago. And I was like, oh, okay, that sounds kind of cool. Like, yeah, maybe I'll be in a video game. But I really wasn't counting on it. And the next day, I had to show up to the booth where they were doing the EA Sports, video game at. And there was a bunch of other fighters there. And it was in a big room at a hotel. And it was weird because I remember when I walked in, there was a big old machine in the middle of the room. It was almost like a big meeting room. And I remember thinking to myself, like, that looks just like something you'd see at an arcade. And I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Like, let's go with this. I've never I've never had this type of experience. I've never done this before, but let's see what it's like. So I'm standing there in line. I'm chatting with a couple of other fighters, and basically, after 5-10 minutes, I get up to my turn in the line, and they have me step into this machine. And before I actually stepped into it, they made me strip down, and I put on my UFC gloves, and I put on my fight shorts, and I stepped in there. And basically what it was is, you're in this machine, and you hear all these weird noises, and it's pretty crazy. It's almost like a virtual reality type of experience. If anybody's ever played a game out there at an arcade where you're in there, you got the goggles on, you're kind of in it. That was kind of like what it reminded me of. Inside that machine, I came to find out that they scanned my face, they scanned my body, they scanned any tattoos that I had, and basically what they were doing is they were getting all the digital pictures and material that they needed to put me in a UFC EA Sports video game. Now, when I stepped out of the machine, that was basically it. I got dressed again, and I just went on with the rest of my schedule for that day. And I really didn't, I kind of forgot about it, to be honest with you. Like, it was just one of those things where I was like, it was a cool experience. I've never done that before. And yeah, who knows, maybe I'll be in the video game, but, I'm not counting on it. Sure enough, though, in 2015, I basically got notified by my manager, like, hey, your character in this UFC game is available now to download. Like, dude, you're in a video game. And I was just like, wow, like, come on, like, how cool is that? I remember the exact day that it was. I was up at the park, and I remember just like, I had to take a seat, like, when my manager sent me my exact character in the game, because I was just like, wow, like, is this really happening right now? Like, am I really in a video game? Like, come on, like, wake up, this is like a dream. But it wasn't, it was a reality. Now, I'm not sure exactly 100% how each fighter gets paid and how much each fighter makes from the game. But if I had to guess, in my honest opinion, I feel like a fighter that's in the EA Sports video game is paid off of their popularity, off of how many times they're downloaded, how many times they're played in the actual game, and then also, too, how much the UFC and how much the EA Sports game thinks that they deserve to be paid. I consider myself a great former UFC fighter. When I was with the UFC, I fought on co-main events, on pay-per-view cards, on Fox cards, on FX cards, on ESPN cards. I don't consider myself ever like a superstar, or as like Dana White would say, a needle mover. Some of the things I've never really done though in the UFC was fight for a world title, win a world title, or headline or main event a card. So again, I was a great fighter, but I definitely wasn't a superstar. Now this kind of translates into kind of some of my reasoning why I got paid what I got paid to be in this EA Sports game. So let's get into it. Here are my numbers over the past 4 years of being in the game. In 2014, I was sent a check in the mail for $2,500. This was totally random. I wasn't expecting it. It was just like, went to my mailbox, boom, there's a check there. And it said right there, hey, EA Sports video game, $2,500. And that's all the money I made in 2014. In 2015, I was also sent another check in the mail for $2,500. It was another random check. I can't really explain why or the method or the business really behind it. I just randomly got a check in the mail and $2,500 for the EA Sports game. In 2016, I didn't receive anything in the mail. Would have been awesome to receive another check in the mail for the EA Sports game, but for whatever reason, no rhyme or reason behind it, I didn't receive anything. In 2017, I received one more $2,500 check in the mail from the UFC for the EA Sports game. And this was right after I defeated Mike De La Torre, I remember. And again, it was just, boom, in the mail, here's your check, randomly. Maybe it was because I just want to fight, I'm not sure. In 2018 and 2019, I didn't receive any money for the EA Sports video game. Again, I don't know what this was for, but at the end of the day, a big goose egg, didn't receive anything for the EA Sports game. So my total money I've made over the last 4 years of being in the EA Sports game is $7,500. To me, this $7,500, I look at it as just icing on the cake. I mean, at the end of the day, to me, I just look at it like I'm getting my brand more out there by being in a game. I'm crossing off a childhood dream of being in a UFC video game put out to the world. And the money is just extra. being in a UFC video game, that's a story that I'm going to pass on to my family, to my kids, my grandchildren, and who knows, maybe one day my kids or my grandkids will be playing me in a video game. Let me know your thoughts on what you would do if you were in a video game, how much money you think you should be paid if you were in a video game, and also don't forget, smash that like button and subscribe. Until next time.